So, still on parenting teenagers, and today we want to look at one fundamental difference between how you are parenting your teenager now from how you were parented 20, 30 years ago. See, back then things were different, simpler. Roles, responsibilities, expectations were very clearly defined on each side. The parent knew that they were supposed to provide food, shelter, clothing, education, healthcare, and they would teach their kids manners whenever necessary. On the other side, the parents expected their teenager to be obedient, to follow all the instructions, to listen to what they were told, to obey all the rules in the house. They were to be seen, but their voice had absolutely no value in decision making. If a parent was getting transferred for work from Mombasa to Nakuru, they would choose the new school for them, regardless of which form they're in. They would make the application, they would get them admitted and get them settled in. It didn't matter. This was not part of a conversation where you say, I've established friendships and relationships from my previous school. Can I just finish there? No. If there was a house chore to be done, you just did it. There was no such thing as negotiating or compromise. Yeah. If you were feeling low or having a depressed mood, yeah, this was not something you could sit with your parent and talk about. There was no outlet for that. So if perhaps maybe your parent said something disappointing or aggravating and you felt the need to respond, you would not actually do it with words. You'd manifest it in behavior. So like moving your shoulders to show dissatisfaction or disapproval. And if your parent caught you doing that, either they would warn you of a punishment or you would get punished. And so just that regulated your emotions back to normal. And that's how you were taught how to regulate your emotions as a teenager back then. But now you've got teenagers who are exposed to a variety of information, of parenting styles, of expectations, and what roles their parents should play in their lives beyond the basic needs. And all these are directed towards a parent who never had any training or had experience in expressing their emotions. You've got teenagers who are now parents, yeah, and they've got into marriages, into relationships where they're still struggling with how to convey their feelings to their partners, to their friends, to their colleagues at work, to their boss. They don't know how to stand up for themselves. And here you are telling this parent that you have to teach your teenager these values, you have to teach your teenager these manners in a world where everything is evolving too quickly. Technology is just moving so fast, and it's hard for these parents to catch up and and be on the same level, in a manner of having a conversation with your teenager or relating with your teenager. It's hard. And there's a lot of blame on these parents from teachers, from the society, that the reason why there's rising in discipline in teenagers is because their parents are not involved. And I'm not taking sides, but I'm saying that for the parent who's getting this message that you're not involved, you're not involving yourself enough in your teenager's life, I think you should take some time to reflect on yourself and get to a realization that things are actually a bit overwhelming for you. They're very new for you, and there are very many new things that are new for you to learn. So once you get to the realization and admit to yourself these things, then that's the first step now to looking towards a solution for both you and your teenager. Because if you listen to the world, they're going to tell you so many things. They're going to tell you what to do, and you'll get 10 different things, 10,000 different things of how to raise your teenager.